voting itself, so we've got 4 candidates, and the winner will be the candidate who receives 50% of the votes plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Given that there's 4 candidates, it's unlikely that any one of them will win it on the first ballot.
I think it's very unlikely.
Yeah.
I think they all recognize that, and I think that if you look at the debates very closely, all of the candidates are attempting to court the supporters of their opponents to one degree or another.
Right. So let's just, for the benefit of people who are less familiar with it, it's a preferential ballot system where voters, party members, will be asked to indicate who their first choice is, their second choice, and their third choice for leader. So people will actually vote once, but we might hear the results of the second ballot, the
That's
results
right.
of the third ballot.
That's right, and so the person that is last will be knocked out of the race. Their second ballots will be put back into the hopper, so to speak, and it'll be recalculated, and it'll go from there.
Okay, so we may have multiple ballots, and I believe that people in the party who vote for this, you don't have to indicate who your second and third choice is. You have to indicate somebody, your first choice. But you don't necessarily have to say, and this is my second choice, and this is my third choice. You could indicate a first and a second, or a first, second, and third.
That's right.
And then they'll get into the counting, and ultimately somebody, I guess just like whoever's last on the first ballot drops off, whoever's last on the second ballot will drop off, and when there's 2 left, somebody's going to get 50% plus 1.
That's right, and I think that the other thing that's really important here that perhaps a lot of people don't appreciate, excuse me, is that there are 124 ridings across the province. Each riding is weighted equally and is worth 100 points. So no matter where that riding is, there's 100 points to be had. And no matter how many people vote in that riding, the percentage that the candidate gets will equal the number of points out of 100. What that means is that all of these candidates need to work at winning all of these ridings. It's not enough to depend on the GTA ridings and the larger ridings, and it's why you're seeing them travel across the province in a frantic way.
So signing up 50,000 people in Mississauga gets you to a point, but
That's
it's not
right.
going to carry the day for you.
So in the case of Doug Ford, who has a lot of traction in the GTA, and we know that based on the last mayoral election, which you talked about last Friday, that's all well and good for Doug, but he's not going to win it on that alone. He's got to resonate and connect with people across the province.